Look into the light, the clear light of reality, the clear light of the mind, the inner luminosity. Look at the light behind your eyelids, at your forehead. Don't look up. Look out through your closed eyelids. Look into the shimmering, diaphanous, undifferentiated, vast expanse of inner light, the inner iridescence, the clear light of the mind. Gaze into that infinite expanse. Look at the light. Focus on the light. Concentrate on the light. Breathe out into the light. Breathe in out of the light. Breathe out into the light. Did I say concentrate and focus on the light yet? Focus on the light. Become the light. Be light. Lighten up. Brighten up. Brilliant awareness alone. Luminous, senseless openness, the great expanse, the luminous void, Mahashunyata, the natural state of Rigpa, Buddha mind, left as is. Breathe out into the light. Look at the light, become the light, be light. Let go into the light. Awareness transparent to itself, clear light, luminosity, incandescent, inner incandescence, Rigpa.
So this is to my mother, who was a very inspired and beautiful woman who had a very difficult life. It wasn't entirely my fault. Free, spread your wings over me. Arise and you'll see the soft glow of the morning sun that is calling to me. With the light on the sea, in its depths I'll find treasure for everyone. Gotta call back to a dream of the culture with a frightened mind, alone in the dark with his reasons to moan, for his angel had flown into the sun.
Everyone can join us in this lovely little riff. Three times like that.
Like a phoenix I know, from the ashes will grow the feathers you lost, and will separate. And I'm still standing here, and it's all around me. The feeling of peace brings heartfelt relief. La 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 la.
Buddha said in hearing, there's just hearing, nothing to listen to, and no one hearing it. Pure process. No separation. In seeing, there's just seeing, nothing to look at or look for, no one seeing it. Pure process, no separation. Isness. Pure presence, incandescent awareness, lucid, centerless openness, natural mindfulness, awareness transparent to itself. Imaho. The joy of natural meditation. Just rest in the afterglow. Imaho. May all beings everywhere, with whom we are inseparably interconnected, and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace and harmony, happiness in this world and throughout all possible realms of existence, and an end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey all the way home. I bow to the Buddha in your seat. Don't overlook her. Om Mani Padme Hung is a great mantra to chant for many reasons. If you are generally in touch with these things, you can chant it as the Dalai Lama's mantra and just think of him. Look at a picture of him, hold his image in your mind or visualize him, meditate with him, become him, be him. Let go and let him chant through you. Use your mouth, your lungs, your tongue, your body, your mind, your throat chakra. Or just chanting it, Zen style, one syllable at a time, chanting meditation. Or if you're a more esoteric Vajrayana practitioner, visualizing yourself as the Buddha of love and compassion, Chenrezig, your body, the Buddha's radiant, rainbow-like body, your speech, her mantra, your mind, her radiant, infinitely compassionate Buddha mind. However it comes to you. It's a beautiful practice. Om Mani Padme Hung. Sometimes I listen to it in the car as I drive in long drives, going to retreat places in the mountains and country and things like that. And just loop it and let it play all day and just chant along with it and forget everything else. It's a wonderful practice. And my Lama mobile just seems to fly and get there in no time at all. Maybe I'll drive here next time to this tropical island. Thank you, divine musicians. Thank you. Wonderful. So the last thing I want to present, and after chanting that, it really seems redundant to say anything, but I do want to continue this presentation of Zogchen according to the view, meditation, and action of the great perfection, Zogchen teachings, the non-dual direct access, tantric teachings of Tibet, the consummate teaching of Tibetan Buddhism, the highest teaching of Tibetan Buddhism, etc., the mystical non-dual direct access, enlightenment in life, this life teaching of Tibetan Buddhism, Zogchen. So when you read about it or hear about it or practice, think about it, you have something to guide you by. Otherwise, translated books and Tibetan Buddhist books can be a little dense or impenetrable, even to me. So we've talked about the view, meditation, and action of the great perfection, the ground path and fruit, the glimpse or introduction to our true nature, and then getting used to it, checking it out, and gaining certainty, maturation, glimpse maturation, and third, stabilization, realization, unshakable, unswervable, irreversible stabilization, realization. So just to hold this in mind with some kind of imagery in the Zogchen instructions, or the pithy, distilled, essential pithy instructions, pith instructions we call it. View like the sky, open, luminous, empty, yet full of everything, containing everything, the bigger context, the Buddha mind. View like the sky, eyes open, ears open, everything open, natural, all-encompassing, cosmic awareness. What should we call it? So view like the sky, meditation like a mountain, unshakable, imperturbable, no matter what falls on it or grows on it. View like the sky, without center, without corners, without angles, the ultimate sphere, the big tigli, the great sphere, the big snow globe. When you stop stirring and shaking it, everything becomes clear. Everything settles by itself. Meditation, like a mountain, unshakable, imperturbable, grounded, like a pyramid, like our imaged by our meditation posture. And action inexhaustible like the ocean's waves, in accordance with conditions and circumstances. If there's no wind, no waves necessary. We don't need to do something, not compulsively driven to be a do-gooder. And sometimes just stirring up the dust out of our own neurotic compulsivity, need to do something. No, inexhaustible like the ocean's waves, yet the ocean never leaves its bed. So in the world, but not totally of it. Head in heaven, in the sky, heaven. Feet on earth, grounded, as needed. If there's wind, waves, in accord with circumstance and conditions. View, meditation, action, Buddha activity, proactive, selfless, spontaneous Buddha activity, not reactive, egocentric, karmic activity. Proactive Buddha activity, as needed, liberating Buddha activity, as needed. If asked to help, help. Otherwise, don't need to help. Not codependent, not needing to be needed. So, view like the sky, and there are different formulas of that. I can hear David over here thinking in Tibetan, Tawa, Rio, Chokshak. I hear you. We have one heart and mind. He's my brother from another mother. The red-haired mother. View like the sky, meditation like the ocean's waves. And the fruit or the result, the Buddha mind, the cosmic consciousness, the natural state. There are other ways of explaining this, like a mirror, reflections in a mirror. The mirror doesn't change no matter what happens on the face of it, and so on. So this is a good way to remember how we practice, how we meditate in formal practice, sitting, standing, whatever, and also in life, being very open, imperturbable, not totally flat-lined, flat-brained. Yes, happy, sad, but not elated, depressed. You know, happy, sad, healthy emotions, not pathological, manic, and depressed, getting stuck anywhere. So flow as needed. Otherwise, happy to just be there. The ocean never needs its bed. Nor do you have to iron out the waves on the ocean. Is the ocean better with waves or worse or what? Just same water, different states, yes? Even icebergs. Icebergs are no problem unless there's you, a little Titanic, to get drowned. A little rowboat, a little canoe. No matter how Titanic you are, still nothing compared to the icebergs of this universe. So, from the point of view of water, waves, no problem. Bubbles, waves, you know, same ocean. We don't have to slay our ego, as it says in some overly macho, martial spiritual texts. Slay the ego. No, the bubble does not need to burst to return to the sea, does it? It's never been apart from the sea. Once we recognize our true nature, see through ourselves, see through our bubble-like confines, we don't have to go anywhere to get there, to return to oneness. It's all sea, it's all seen, it's all seen through, it's all sea, outside, inside, and in between. Or somebody was telling me on the way here, wake up, this is yours now. He's an old friend of mine, so he's my straight man today. You know. This is a great Zen master of Japan, Hakuin Zenji, in his song of Zazen Wasen, his song of Zazen, song of meditation. He says, like water and ice, beings and Buddhas. Same nature, different temporary, different states, like water and ice, beings and Buddhas. He sings, this very land where we stand is the pure land, the lotus land, nirvana. This very body, Nirmanakaya, the body of Buddha. Is that clear? That's the view of Zogchen. Also found in Zen and Mahayana Buddhism. It's not something the Tibetans made up just because they didn't have enough oxygen up there and they got a little, you know, woo! Like him. He's another one. So like the sky, mountain, and waves. Has anybody seen the movie The Little Buddha? By Zangsa Khyentse Rinpoche, a fine, wonderful Lama, who I think has a center here in somewhere. Right, Bertolucci. Zangsa Khyentse is in it, and he's in the plane. He was an advisor in the movie. And he looks out the window, and the plane is flying through the Himalayas, and he kind of mutters. He wants to say it in the movie, but he also doesn't want to say it in public. It's a secret teaching. And he mutters, he looks out the window, and he says, oh, the view like the sky. And then there's the mountains. He says, oh, meditation like the mountain. And he says, oh, like the ocean waves. It's pretty funny. It's a secret teaching, so he kind of mutters it. And you wonder, why is he putting it in the movie if he doesn't want to say it aloud? This is one of the contradictions of the ancient world meeting modernity. It's like publishing books, and then in the front you write, don't read this book unless you get permission from an authorized master who's not here. But buy it! So we're all encountering modernity and these ancient traditions coming into modern world. It needs a little patience and also discernment, I think. So here, even today, we're like breaking all the boundaries of the old tradition. We let women in the room. We have men and women sitting together. I mean, this is radical. We're sitting on chairs, not on the floor. We're using modern, like very modern, high-tech learning tools. When these secret teachings were never written down before. Next year, maybe we'll have, I don't know, what's next, what's old-fashioned but new. A PowerPoint presentation. Not that either of us can make it go, but maybe Uma can, probably. So any questions or sharings as we get to the last few minutes, and then we're going to have the last rites. Yes, Kavisha.
Why is it so hard to love ourselves?
Oh, yes. Sorry, the day's over. That's another whole subject. You'll have to ask Lama David. Is it so hard to love ourselves? Tell me. I love you. You seem very lovable. Do you not loving yourself?
But we harm ourselves. I'm generally speaking, it's okay. I don't know, we haven't seen that problem yet. We're very egotistic society.
Yes,
that
right.
appears to love ourselves more than other forms of life. But yet, when it comes
We have
to
low
really
self-esteem,
kind,
etc.
real kindness, and why is it such a journey to get there? And yet it seems, what is wrong with us anyway? Like, how do we do it? I don't know.
Thus have I heard. The cause is ignorance. Ignorant about reality, ourselves, relation, self and other, karmic, causation. Like, who are we? If we knew ourselves, we might love ourselves. We're so beautiful. But, we're, as Buddha said, children of God. Or something like that. But we don't know ourselves, so even people are afraid to look inside because it's scary, right? Or to be alone. Always distracting ourselves. We don't like ourselves or our own company. Always looking for Princess Charming or Prince Charming to carry us off from our dungeon. The horrible dungeon of the suburban house with our parents. Going to the wonderful, Melbourne high school, the best in the country, and yet we just feel so miserable. It's a complicated question, of course. That's why we have therapy today. That's also why we have tantric practice, like visualizing ourselves as Tara instead of how we usually visualize ourselves. Our usual self-image is a visualization. How we conceive of ourselves is like a visualization. I'm like this or like that. I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't know what, sick, overweight, skinny, depressed, deprived. I'm just a woman, I can't be, president of the United States. I don't know why you'd want to be. We're all equal, but some are more equal than others. And yet we can change our self-concept. That's where visualization comes in. It's a very acute, ancient psychological healing tool to balance our sense of limitation. Or we can practice loving kindness, as it says in the original scriptures, not just wishing loving kindness to others, but wishing it to ourselves. And visualizing ourselves in the middle of a circle and all of our Sangha mates and allies and all benefactors and we're also in the circle, wishing ourselves loving kindness. So we actually feel it, being loved. You think your grandparents or whoever loves you the most, your dog, cats, I don't know, your dog, You know about cats. Dogs have family, owners, best friends. What do cats have? Staff. Yeah. This is a very big question, and I think we need to consider that. What's wrong with me, if anything? And all of the story we're carrying. That's why I like being in the now. I kind of forget that story, at least temporarily. And if I keep cutting through to the now, that story starts to dry up pretty much. Although it's still maybe there, and I'm still, a male Homo sapien with a certain kind of conditioning, but I wear it much more lightly, much more of a light being. And then it's just like clothes, that you can change rather than being stuck with your heavy, solid identity of limitation and victimization. And if we don't love and accept ourselves, how can we love and accept others? I mean, it's in our higher self-interest relationally, and for all to love and accept ourselves, not just egotistically to be more selfish or narcissistic, no. But to love and accept ourselves and others and equalize self and others. When I see myself in you and you in me, then how can I abuse or exploit you or take advantage of you? Just like I would treat my child or a little sister. Last question, anybody? Anybody with a burning, blazing last question? Yes? Are you a burner? A blazer? Come on, admit it. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's a very weird question, but is there any special significance to the blue snow line?
Yes. Very special.
Could you tell me what it is, or is it too special?
No, it's much too special for you. Even I don't know, it's so special. No, it's a turquoise snow lion on the Tibetan flag. It's a symbol. The white snow lion has a turquoise mane. It's a symbol of the outrageous tantric Vajrayana of Tibet. That the white snow lion is like the snow, it's high, it's pure, it's like the Dharma, and yet it has a turquoise mane. It's like there's even something extra. It's kind of like, we all talk about gold, and if you read the Bible and ancient scriptures, there's always silver and then there's gold, right? There's the pearl beyond price, or there's, gold is the highest thing. But more in modern times, there are things more valuable than gold. I'm not just talking about love. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like platinum, maybe, rubies or emeralds, uranium. So the snow lion it's like Tibetan one-upsmanship. It's like the Dharma of the Vajrayana, the enlightenment in this life is so special. It's a turquoise mane. It's a white snow lion of pure Dharma. In ancient India, Dharma was called the lion's roar. It was what awoke all the lesser beings in the jungle. So the snow lion's turquoise mane, the turquoise mane on the snow lion is that even extra added something. I'm sure there's some word for this, like there's secret and then there's top secret. There's kind of, I don't know. Excellent, there's, first class, and then there's whatever's next, platinum class. That's the turquoise mane. Also, turquoise is an indigenous jewel to the Himalayas, turquoise and coral. I'm sure you know this. No. Yeah, if you look at Tibetan jewelry or Tibetan people, they're always wearing turquoise or coral. See, there's coral on these mala beads. You know why there's coral in the Himalayas? Yeah, because it used to be underneath the sea. Isn't that cool? Do you know that the Himalayas are rising a few inches every year? Yeah. Isn't that wild? The incredibly slow movement of geologic time from a flat undersea to the highest mountains. That's kind of the bigger perspective of our mayfly-like existence. I mean, magnificent as it is over here. Look, it's so rich. And yet it's so tenuous, so impermanent. So it's now or never, as always. This is the time. Good question, thank you. So do you know that I named my first, is that what you're asking? I named my first book that, The Snow Lion's Turquoise Mane, Wisdom Tales from Tibet. It's my favorite book by Lama Surya. It's 158 teaching tales told by lamas.
Very funny one.
It's a funny one. It's a good one. Thank you all. Happy trails. Thank you. It's beautiful to be here. in Oz. Tashi Delay. Australian Buddhas awaken, throw off your chains.